Yo, Kpaceguy here. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now, we got a quick video for you guys, and what the project is today. As you can see, I have the door panel off the car, so that only can mean one thing. We are going to sound deaden this entire door. And if you saw my last video that we did with the sound deadening, it's not going to be that same material from Noiko, that foam. It's actually going to be that butyl material that's really good at insulating sound, keeping the outside road noise down, and adding a little extra help to my mid-range in my speakers here, because we all know that door speakers don't have a lot of bass to them. So this is going to help me get some of that bass back and really improve my mid-range, as well as cut down on road noise and keep the heat or the cold, whatever it is, inside or outside the car, depending on what season. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I got one thing to show you guys before we do this. Now, if I go to the other side of the car, I want to talk about this Skar amp really quickly. Now, this is the Skar amp down here. I have to figure out where I'm going to mount it, because as you can see, this is my old one, and you can see the size difference. So we have a little bit of a problem with putting it under the seat. So we're actually going to figure that out maybe in this video. I'm not too sure yet. But this amp right here, the RP 150.4 ABM, is a fantastic amplifier. Absolutely fantastic. This thing right here has a night and day sound difference from my old amp here. The bass on this thing is smooth, sounds really good. The treble is not too high, not too harsh like this one kind of was. This thing right here sounds so good, gets so loud, nice and powerful. It really changed the way my stereo sounded in my car. I was absolutely impressed. I have it slightly tuned. I haven't yet set the gain properly, but I have it tuned to a little bit. And so far, it sounds really, really good. I'm absolutely impressed. This right here, though, is going to be a giveaway, and I'm going to announce how you can win this giveaway in this video, so you have to stay tuned for that. But I'm going to give away this kicker amp, the DXA 250.4. I'm going to give that away because I'm not going to worry about selling it. It's somebody's to win because this guy is taking over. Let's show you guys one more thing now. Inside the trunk is the new and improved Kpace project, the Kpace box, the Skar amp. I'm absolutely in love with this thing. If you haven't been keeping up with me lately on YouTube, I've been posting a lot of teasers and stuff with this box. I went and completely took off all the carpet off the original Skar box, which of course it probably takes away your warranty, whatever, I don't care. So I de-carpeted this box, sanded it down, all that good stuff, painted it. You can see my logo here, YouTube emblem, and then actually on the top there, you can't see it, but in the front of the box on the other side says Kpaceguy. I'll show you guys some pictures. But this is the new look for the box here. Splatter paint, got the Skar audio amp mounted to a white board, Kpaceguy on the side, routed the wires because I can so far. Not the cleanest yet. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these extra wires yet, but I will figure that out later. And then I have an extra battery in here just for a little bit of help. So this is going to be super nice. I don't have very much voltage drop anymore. I used to with just the stock battery and the stock alternator. But now I have added a second little 600 watt battery that I had for a while, which I'll most likely upgrade, as well as the one in the front of the car. But I don't have voltage drop unless I'm listening to extreme output levels, which doesn't happen too often. So I'm very, very happy with this. But I love the way it looks. And again, on the front side, it says Kpaceguy. Absolutely freaking beautiful. All right, so the front of the box here, you can see it here. It's not actually upside down. I'm not sure why the camera is being weird, but you can see the speakers there. Absolutely phenomenal. There's Kpaceguy at the very top here. So if I have it front facing, you can see Kpaceguy, but that's kind of what the box looks like. We'll do something with those wires out here later, but you can see the speakers, very nice looking. I really don't know why it flipped my stuff upside down, but that's all right. All right, but anyway, guys, we're going to continue this video. I'm not going to record this part of the video because I'm actually trying to beat the rain, but when you come back, this will all be done. We're doing at least the front two doors, because the only front two doors have speakers in them. The other two are in the rear deck. So we'll come back later. We'll get this done. We'll take a listen to it. We'll talk about the speakers that I have and how you can win that giveaway. So stay tuned. So let me show you something, guys. And I already knew this would be the case. So I'm going through and taking off all the stuff that was on the door. And I knew in my sound that these speakers were inverse, meaning their polarity wasn't correct. So if you look here, they're using the factory wiring from here. They've screwed in some of their own wire down there. But if you see here, this right here by my finger is the positive terminal. This one here is the negative terminal. If you look here, There's the positive terminal on the right. The white wire there is the negative terminal. They're plugged up completely opposite. It's hard to get a focus on. I'm trying not to drop the speaker. Let me see if I can't prop it. But the right speaker wire here, that's red, and then the left one behind it is white. But this is the negative terminal, this is the positive terminal. So my speakers have been out of phase since I've had the car done, probably, I don't know, 7 months, 8 months now. And I could hear that. And the reason I could hear that is because I could hear that it was off in my bass, because when I faded the stereo to play in the front doors, I lost some bass. And when I faded it to the rear deck, all that bass came back. So when that happens, that's how you know that your speakers are out of phase, meaning they're not moving in and out at the same time. One's going in and the one's going out, and they're going against each other. And bad wiring is the result of that. So the left speaker terminal here is negative on a speaker, positive on this side, but the wires are actually the opposite direction. So I have to figure out how to, I don't think they soldered it, so I might be able to take that wire out and reverse it. But this is why I've been having kind of mediocre sound in the cars, because people who installed my stereo did it wrong. And they've done a lot of different things wrong that I had to go back and fix. So this is just another thing. I'm glad I'm able to do this and go back and take a look at it. So by the way, if you were wondering what speakers I have in my doors and my rear deck, I'm running the Diamond Audio DES series. This is the DES 652, 60 watts RMS at 4 ohms. The rear deck is 75 watts at 4 ohms. They're still 6.5 inch drivers, but they're a little bit better on the back side there. I'm not sure why he chose 2 different drivers, but they at least are the same series. They sound fine. So, but that's the drivers that I'm using in my car. All right, guys, if you look at this speaker here, the red's positive, green's gonna be the negative for you. They actually put this in the correct terminal. So that was my phase issues I was getting, which was affecting my bass response. I wasn't getting the correct bass response in the car when I was listening to the door speakers, because the polarity is off. So when your speakers are out of phase, that means they're working against each other and not with each other. And that results in pretty much no bass when these two speakers are playing together. So we fixed the other door, and now we got this door correct. We should be good to go. All right, guys, so you can get an idea of what this will end up being when you're done. And this is super difficult because everything has a clip to it or a hole that you don't want to cover, and you want to make it easily serviceable if you need it to be. So this is kind of what it's going to end up looking like. This is actually really difficult on my door because everything has a clip. Something has a clip or a hole, so it's very hard. And I had to cut a lot of pieces up, but it's going to sound really, really good when I'm done with it. So this took me maybe an hour, hour 15 to do, both inside the door, which you can kind of see in there, and on the outside. You just want to make sure when you're doing this, start with the bigger areas first, the bigger hole, and then start using the smaller pieces that you'll end up needing around the outside. You're not ever going to use a full sheet, so you're going to have to cut this and make it to different pieces to fit the contour of the door. And save those small pieces because you're going to need them to do small little nooks and crannies, like in between here or around here or up there. You're going to need those extra small pieces, and so you don't have to use another big mat. You can see what the door started like before I started cutting things out. I haven't touched that door at all, and we're an hour and a half into the process. So, but it's well worth it. Don't be afraid to do this on your own because it's actually very, very easy. You just need to dedicate your day to it because it will take you a full day to do all 4 doors if that's what you're going to do. So the fun doesn't stop, guys. It's dark outside, ran out of time for this, but this is the biggest problem that I have with the subwoofers and stuff in the car, is this back panel in the rear deck vibrates so badly that you can hear it over the actual bass notes that the sub's playing, to the point where I hate listening to my sound system up loud because all you hear is rattling in the back seat. So this is the back panel that is inside the car that has the brake light right there. It's easy to remove. It takes some force, but it's easy. Everything is really held on by clips in vehicles. Everything's just held on by some kind of clip. You just got to find where those clips are and get them loose, and things kind of just pop off right into your hands here. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting off little squares around, especially this side here, because that's where the rattling goes the most, because all the clips are actually right there in the center. So a lot of this is loose, and that's where a lot of the rattling comes from. So I'm dynomatting that, not necessarily for sound quality, but just to kill it so that it can't vibrate against the metal in the car. And then tomorrow, whenever the sun comes back up, we'll go back in the car and actually dynomat the metal part that holds the speakers in place and all that stuff there. So this is super important. If you're having bad rattle in your sedan, this is a very easy fix if you want to take the time to do it. Everything in this video, the dynomat that I use, the kicker amp, the Skar amp, all that stuff will be down in the description below. So now we're gonna go ahead and end the video. Let's go ahead and talk about how you guys can win the giveaway for the amplifier. All right, so here we are again at the DXA 250.4. This is a kicker 4-channel amp, and you can read the specs on it online if you'd like to, but I'm giving this away. And the way you can win this is, one, you always have to be a subscriber. I only give away to subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber now, make sure you hit that button. Doesn't matter how long you've been a subscriber, just be one. The second thing you need to do is, on this video, leave me a comment down below and tell me, what speakers are you going to be using to hook up with this amp? Are you using Diamond? Are you using Skar? Are you using Kicker? Whatever speakers you're going to hook up to this amp, leave me that down below in the description. Tell me your model, tell me the brand, tell me everything that you're going to be hooking up to this amplifier, and then I'll pick a winner next Friday. So today is Thursday, the video goes live Thursday. Next Friday, I think that's the 31st, I believe, I'm going to announce the winner on Friday's video. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what speakers you're going to hook up to this amp. Make sure you're a subscriber, leave a like, and we'll pick a winner next time. And we'll see you guys next time too on the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.